Hello everybody, it's Aqua here and I'm doing some character designing today. Happy New Year everybody! This year has been tough for a lot of us. I'm hoping that this year brings a lot of greater things for all of you, and I wish nothing but the best for everyone. Now on New Year's Eve, my mother and father wanted to give me a present for being a good student and all, and for being their daughter. I don't know why I said like that, but they got me this new book for art. It's called Drawing Fantasy by Matt Dixon, or I think that's what it's called in English, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's basically a drawing book about drawing different characters in fantasy races like gnomes and fairies and mermaids, and I really enjoyed that book. I really think it's a really good book because not only is it great for character designing, it also very good for typical drawing because it shares a lot of tips like for rendering, for how to draw people, how to draw different body types, how to draw women and men differently. It's just a really good book and I recommend it. As you see, I sketched all of these character designs first. First I did the snow character I really enjoyed, then I inked the mermaid, and yes, you see I going from right to left because I'm left-handed, and that prevents me from smudging any of my line work or sketch lines. That really helped me a lot discovering that last year for my art. And well, you should always look out with how you draw with your hands, either left-handed, the right-handed, or both, and see how it was the best way to draw and that makes you comfortable and doesn't smudge your artwork. Currently in the video I'm drawing my favorite sketch of them all, which is about the little gnome guy I made up in my mind. The first gnome guy from the top right is based on the book that I got inspiration from for this video, but the one on the bottom right is from my imagination, and I really enjoyed drawing him. He reminds me a lot of the character Bubble from the Pixie Hollow Disney movies, which were super fun, and I'm really sad they didn't make more of these because they didn't do so financially well. The thing about these sketches is that I really want to consider doing different body types and such, so you can see different plus sized people as I draw them, because that's something I want to improve on, and I think it's very important to learn how to draw plus sized people as an artist and a character designer, especially because the plus size people haven't been represented as well as they should have been, and sorry, that was my watch lighting up with sometimes does that. And well, I really think it's important to represent people of all types of bodies, of all types of races, and I really think representation is important. So this video is mostly me trying to practice drawing different body types by using different fantasy races for that, to make it a little bit more fun, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this character I'm currently inking is on for my future project, not the lady with the pigtails, but the one I just finished inking. And yeah, I might use the girl with the pigtails some other time, but I'm not sure which project because I have a lot of those. But yeah, I'm not the type of person who just designs a character and just leaves them be. I have to create a story for them, otherwise I feel like I wasted a character, if you understand what I mean by that. As I can see, I immediately realized the mistake I did when I was inking the character and how I didn't consider the skirt, and that's why I had to give the character black gloves and then later on black boots. And I really actually enjoyed that. It's a happy little accident, like Bob Ross said for his artwork. Actually, check out some of Bob Ross videos. I didn't do it before because, well, I'm not an oil painter. I feel like oil painting is a bit too expensive for me because of how much stuff you need to do and how much patient you have to be, which I don't have the money or patience for either of those things. So I doubt I'll ever be an oil painter, but I might try out acrylics. Those seem a lot of fun. But yeah, now onto this. As you can see I again tried to draw one of the characters from one of my future projects. I'm not sure what to call him yet, but I'm going to be calling him Ogre Dad lately because in the project he's in, he's basically a very fatherly type character because he has a child coming up with his wife and he wants to practice being a good dad with other kids. And thus he becomes like a super duper fun dad who respects the kids' choices. And yeah, that's pretty much what I can share without spoiling things. And as you can see, things got dark in the room, so I had to turn on the lights. And well, I had to be sure that everything my camera was recording, so I continue inking. I decided to work on the self character, which again I don't have a proper story project to put him in. I don't have any project with Allison, which is kind of funny considering I love mythological creatures, but for some reason I just decided not to do anything with elves specifically. Like I love Legolas from the Lord of the Rings movies, but for some reason my love for him never went in the direction of I want to do everything with elves now. Am I the only one who finds that weird? No, I guess. Yeah, please, and what's more about these characters is I haven't really decided the names of any of them, even the ones where it's just practice from, like from the top right. So these characters are just something I want to practice with. As much as I want to put them in a project, I know that will only make those projects a bit messy with all the characters in it, because when it comes to my projects, I pre-plan everything, like the story beat, what the character's goals are, who's gonna end up with who romantically, what the platonic relationships, what the romantic relationships, what the villains, what the protagonists, like, I plan out a lot of stuff, which is why I could never work as a transfer, if you know what that means. As somebody who just makes up the things as they go and write, but that I might try and be a pantser and see if that will help me get out the writing bug, but it's not about writing, it's about drawing. As you can see, I was trying something new with drawing this character, doing some cross hatching around his clothes. And I don't do cross hatching a lot, even though it's a lot of time to learn. It does give up very nice effects to shadows. It doesn't give out plain shadows, I mean bland shadows. Like plain and bland basically mean the same thing, but you know what I was trying to do it, I hope. This part is taking the longest because probably because they're full body character, and I should probably do give them a name of some sort so that, well, I don't feel I wasted my time on drawing and making nobody. But yeah, the next chapter is a bit different because this character I'm still reconsidering on what to do with them, because they're definitely character in my current web novel or barely a scene that I'm writing, but they're also not. The best way to explain is they are a character that's about to be introduced in book 2, either early on or late. I still haven't planned out everything that's going to happen in book 2. I'm still focusing on finishing book 1 part 2. I finished book 1 part 1 and I still need to work on book 1 part 2. This will be some really confusing for people who have and checked out my story, but yeah, basically the web novel is like a web comic, so it's got a novel type of thing, and it's not just mid-season hiatus sort of thing. And I'm kind of focusing on outlining and prepping the book 2, book 1 part 2, so if I'm getting confused with how I keep saying things. But yeah, I'm currently trying my best not only to focus on exams, but also trying my best to keep up with my novel after the hiatus event. I hope it's going to be early February if nothing goes wrong by then. And now that we're trying the next character, I'm still gonna still do Stephanie character, both in book 1 and the will be introduced in book 1 part 1, and I still haven't properly designed it, which is kind of weird. Like, I definitely have ideas for characters like the goals and motivations I really want to do, but I haven't properly designed a lot of them, which I kind of feel ashamed by as a character designer this too, because like, why do I have so many ideas for characters and their character arcs and what they like and what they dislike and what their romantic interests are, if I'm not gonna draw them and have a proper design for them, which even though I did make reference images for my characters during art price last summer, I'm still not happy completely with how some of them turned out, either because of my knowledge of anatomy or because my style changed recently. character designing is what I found really fun, and I hope to get a job in that if AI doesn't take over that too somehow, because I really hate AI and what it's doing to the creative industry right now, just because business people don't respect creative people at all, and it's really frustrating. But yeah, I finished the sketching, like aka inking, drawing with a little smiley face, and as you can see, to check out papers, like I used another sheet of paper to test out alcohol markers on it to see how much they bleed through, and yeah, they do bleed through a bit. So that's why I used the watercolor paper to put in between the two papers so it doesn't bleed too much on the other paper. And well, I tested out drawing the little guy again, blending out the different markers I had and see how well they blend on the paper. And once again, I used the watercolor paper to make sure the alcohol markers don't bleed through. Now, alcohol markers, they're a bit strange to me. Like, I enjoy using them, but they're really a medium that's really specific to use, if you understand what I mean. Like, if you know anything about traditional art, you know that not only an alcohol marker is considered to be a very expensive supplies for many reasons, aka Copex. I'm looking at you, Copex. You cannot escape me, Copex. But these are pretty cheap ones I found in a Chinese store, which I'm not sure how common they are in Western countries, but they're basically stores that sell stuff made in China, so they're not the best quality stuff, but they still help us a lot because they tend to be on the cheaper side. So these markers, also known as the Touch New markers, which some people have seen on TikTok getting used. I haven't seen them as much as other people, but yeah, these are the alcohol markers I'm currently using. Well, there's actually another that I'm using, which is actually really confusing because these other alcohol markers that I got were called acrylic markers, even though they are basically alcohol markers. They look like alcohol markers, they function like alcohol markers, but for some reason they're called acrylic markers, even though they couldn't be far from it. I even tried using them on canvas to see. These are the ones I'm talking about. Like, how can you not see that these are alcohol markers? And yeah, they are alcohol markers 100%. I don't know what was with the fake marketing, but whatever, you get what I'm trying to say. Now, as you can see, my blending goes isn't the best, and sometimes the line, and I should have probably waited a bit more for the line art to dry before I put in the markers. But yeah, but how I use alcohol markers, I like to go from light to dark. I first put in the light color, then I put in the dark color, and then I use my lighter color to blend in with the darker color, and that gives it a somewhat smooth gradient. And the other drawing you see, I only used one marker to represent the shadow shapes, and I really like that type of aesthetic. I might use it more because it's both easy and gives us a nice color. Only about the yawning, I was recording this audio a few days after I finished drawing all of this, so I'm pretty tired and I had a really exhausting day because not only had I been stressed about not being able to apply one of my exams and finishing the exam at time, I also got really worried about what I've seen regarding AI art again, and I might make a full video focusing only on AI art and not just randomly chatting about things. So if you wanna watch that, let me know. If you watch this at all, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, also if you notice on the girl character with the ponytail, I decided to add a beard because I feel like girl characters with beard are just a great concept. I don't know who came up with the idea, but I really appreciate them for it. Now again, I tried to color in the elf cards and I'm not really happy with how that turned out, mostly because with how I did the cross hatching and the shading, I probably shouldn't have put color on the face because then it kind of loses the effect that I kind of got from shading with the cross hatching, and it kind of loses the charm in a way. I guess you can say that this is one of the few times where I prefer the line work over the coloring, which is usually the opposite, because usually I like my drawing like I like my sketch, then I don't like my line work, then I like how I did the coloring, but then this time I didn't really like the coloring on it. But for the rest of the drawings, I really like the coloring. Like, I like the minimalism of it, even though I'm usually not a fan of minimalism. I also enjoy the color palettes I used and how I did the blending and the shading. And well, soon I'm done with this. I want to say that my favorite design is probably the little guy from the bottom right of the drawing, and how I colored them. I might change up the color of the skin so it isn't such a pure yellow, but I'm still considering it. I definitely also like drawing the mermaid character in the middle section of the right part of the page, and yes, it's supposed to be a mermaid, and yes, I did mess up the drawing on the bottom left. Don't think about it too much. And I also colored in the smiley because hey, I like smileys, they're cute and you can't change my mind on it ever. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my little rambles. Thanks for watching and see